Welcome to Track Changes training video. We are going to explore this translation workspace feature through different stages of a translation project. We will focus on the main scenarios to use this feature. We will learn how to prepare translatable files with track changes. Then, we will configure the translation environment and get familiar with XLIFF Editor menu. We will also translate and edit segments with track changes. Finally, we will back convert the translated files into their original format. Let's start by covering how to process original files and set up the translation environment. One of the key scenarios for track changes is to be able to deliver target documents with track changes that mimic source documents with track changes. Also, you can use the track changes capabilities in XLIFF Editor to support editions and feedback on these bilingual files, even if they are not Microsoft Word. However, please note that for other source file formats, tracking is not retained in the final target document when you back convert. Translation Workspace can convert Microsoft Word documents with track changes into Translation Workspace XLIFF Editor files. Make sure that RTF and doc files are saved as docx before conversion. When converting all other support file formats into Translation Workspace XLIFF Editor file format, XLCID, you can enable track changes in XLIFF Editor to record updates in the target segments while translating XLCID files. Please note that tracking is not retained in the final file generated from XLCID files. Open Translation Workspace Tools, Conversion Tags menu, and click on Convert. You will see the conversion dialog window where you can click on the Configuration button and then in the docx tab. Make sure you check the options Convert track changes only for XLCID format to retain track changes when converting from docx to XLCID. It is important to have a clear idea on what you are trying to achieve when running pre-translation on files with track changes. The most common goal is to mimic the source document with track changes to get a deliverable target document with track changes. That is, using pre-translation as the baseline to implement track changes. Having this in mind, let's now focus on how to pre-translate our file. From Translation Workspace Tools, click on Translate All Exact Matches menu so that the Translate Document dialog opens. Here, you can select the Rejected option to leverage as much as possible for the old text in the document. The resulting segments are further handled as follows. The match percentage of the pre-translated segment is set to 0%. Analysis identifies the segment as not translated and searches matches from the TM for the latest version of the source text. In XLIFF Editor, such segments have the needs translation state, and they are highlighted in orange. Finally, you click on Convert and the updated XLCID file will be saved in the folder. When running an analysis of a prepared file, all changes in the source text will be treated as they have been accepted. However, if you have a pre-translated files with the rejected option selected, those segments will be considered as untranslated. To understand analysis report when working with track changes, please contact the ShieldWare support team, or if you are a Lionbridge supplier, contact your project manager. Please note that when working with track changes documents, pre-translation and analysis have to be performed from Translation Workspace Tools, as XLIF Editor does not support this feature. Let's go through the process of preparing files in the tool. In my desktop, I have a sample file which has track changes on it. And this is the file we are going to convert from docx to XLSeed. To do this, we are going to open Translation Workspace Tools, click on Conversion Task, click on Convert, and log in. You will be prompted to select your translation memory and the corresponding language pair. Add the files you want to convert by clicking on the Add button and selecting the file from your machine. Select the tag style as Translation Workspace XLIF and click on the Configuration button to make sure that the docx tab has been enabled for track changes. When ready, you click on Convert and the converted file will be saved in the same folder as the source material. We can see here that this is the XLSeed file that corresponds to the sample file that we are working today. The next thing we want to do is run a pre-translation. We will go to Translate all exact matches, add the file, and select the Rejected option and click Convert. Again, the pre-translated files will be saved in the same folder, and if you check this box, a back copy of the converted file will be also retained. We can see this. And now we are going to learn how to work with interactive translation. We are ready to move to the translation phase. When you open your prepared Translation Workspace XLIF Editor file, you will notice a Track Changes toolbar. If Translation Workspace XLIF Editor file has not been prepared for track changes, you still can enable the revision tracking from the Track Changes menu. The next important thing to do is to set up your user ID from Track Changes menu, Track Changes options. Other considerations are track changes segments are saved as accepted in the TM. Spell check is done on final version and QA checks are done on final versions. Let's now work on different types of segments during interactive translation. I will present this interactive translation in the tool. We will open our Track Changes sample document. And before we start translating this document, the first thing we have to make sure is Track Changes option user ID is set. The next thing I want to indicate here is like the orange highlight in the third sentence indicates that this is the pre-translated text and that's why it has a 0% match. Also, when you mouse over the changes, you can see the tooltip indicating the timestamp and the user ID coming from the Microsoft Word. You always can enable and disable the track changing functionality from the menu or from the track changes toolbar. Let's open a segment and connect to the server to select the TM we are going to use. If we don't have enough match, that would be a simple translation. We will copy the source and add the translation and move to the next segment. In this scenario, we have previously translated segment coming from the rejected document. So we want to mimic the new update in the final document, but keeping the track changes. So what we are going to do is update the translation as the document, as the source document was updated. When we press this button, we update the document, and only until we commit the sentence with this button, it will be stored in the TM. Now that we have mimicked the track changes source document with the target sentence, we are going to move to the next segment. In this case, the full text has been deleted, so we can cancel and close that segment and move to the next one. The next one is a fully addition in Microsoft Word. So we are going to open the segment. There is no match, so we are going to copy the source and add this new sentence. And before committing this sentence straight to the TM, we want to mimic that it is an upgrade. So we click on this button and we will be able to see that this sentence has been updated. And then we confirm this into the sentence. Now let's go and back convert. We can back compare to the original file format and get the final translated document, or in the case of Microsoft Word files, we might be interested in running a further reviews and preserve the track changes. Let's back convert our sample document. We can go to XLIF Editor and click on File, Save Target, and this way we have saved the target Word document, keeping all the translations and editions we have done in this document. We can see now that this document has been updated, all the changes that we have done in XLIF Editor. Thank you for watching, and we hope you found this training useful.